Okay, it's officially time for today's daily. Yeah. Okay, so I have 3 topics. First one is not what you're going to be expecting, which it is the dream. It is a dream. The second one is the animes. Oh yeah. And then the third one would be a mystery topic that I will tell you about at the end once I'm done with the other 2 topics. So, as I said, the first topic would be whatever the heck it's called, my dream. So, it was basically a full-on movie production, man. I can't remember half of it. But I remember that it was like a full-on movie production. It had the best graphics in this world. And then it ended. And now it's all a bit hazy. But yeah, so all just a little bit hazy. I don't lock in, don't shit, you locked in. You locked. Whoo, we did it. Okay, but yeah, so it's all a little bit hazy. But I remember that we went on 2 missions. I remember the second one, but I don't remember the first one. It was me and kind of like a ragtag group. Like me, this one girl. As I said, this is like a movie, so for whatever reason, she was my love interest. For whatever reason. She's like an alien race. Yes, this is like basically a Star Wars production. And that looks like very similar to humans, but they're almost extinct because their leader like blew up their planet, I think is how it went. And then we went on 2 missions. The first one I really truly don't remember at all. I can't physically remember it. It's just not coming. I've been trying to remember it for a while, and it's just like, nah, you good. So yeah, and then the second one was actually we were attacked by her friends, sort of. Because what ended up happening is we went to some place that we heard had like an encampment of other survivors, and she was like, "We have to go help them," type deal, or we have to go like see how they're doing, make sure that they can live on their own. And so yeah, we went to help them, but then they thought that we were evil. So this one girl, for whatever reason, had a stinking mech and then tried to attack us. And we were like, oh, no, 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 no. And we attacked right back. And because, of course, we are the superior, awesome people, we won. Then after that, we proceeded to start talking to them, and for whatever reason, it was holding one of her best friends from the alien planet was also there. It was this other guy, and yet again, for whatever reason, this is like a TV show / movie. They had like feelings for each other in the past, and he still sort of does, and she still sort of does, but then I'm there, and it's just like, no, no, no. Yeah, but she also likes me for whatever reason, so it's like, it's really weird. It's a lot of random love interest stuff. Okay, good. She does not have smite, so I don't need to do that. And then we proceed to start like talking. Oh, but for whatever reason, this other alien race is capable of controlling a pocket dimension. Like they technically had multiple planets because the pocket dimension is like several times bigger than the regular dimension, and their base was actually in a pocket dimension. But the only reason we were capable of getting in it was because of the one girl. As I said, she's on the crew, and she also has control over it. She was capable of opening a gate. So they got in the pocket dimension. Then we fought the giant mech person because they thought we were bad. They realized we were good after we defeated them. there was a little bit of a joke because the person that got in the mech was also a girl, and they were standing right next to the person on my crew. I don't remember. I don't even know if she had a name or if it was even said once in the dream. But and so yeah, after we decided to we became allies again. Well, sort of. And then he goes like, "What, did you get lost or something?" But he was saying it to the person on our team, but then the girl that was on his team thought she was saying it to him, and then there was a bit of a comedic relief moment where it was like, where she said, "I'm always lost," or something like that. It was a lot funnier when you get to like see the whole visual and everything. Shit. But yeah, you don't. So. So yes, then we proceed. She proceeds to, like a little bit of like a rift sort of opens up inside the pocket dimension, and we apparently find out, like as I said, like their leader destroyed their planet, so now everyone kind of hates him, and he's the general bad guy of the group. We find out that because he is the king, the kings just get some sort of power. Giving them the capability of opening or being able to see anyone who's in the pocket dimension at all. So because of that, he locates like our group, and he tells them like, I can't tell exactly where you are, but I know that you're in the pocket dimension. And then he says that, and it explains to us how, he's trying to kill us and yada yada, and I'm there to like comfort the one girl, being like, "Don't worry, he'll never beat us." And then we do that. How did that not? That like slowed him for half a second. Nope. Not doing it. Not taking no damage from that turret. I just felt like doing that, to be completely honest. It was like, it's a bot game. It's not like I really need my flash. But yeah, and then that's where I actually wake up, because some dude called me, like miscalled me or something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure what happened. He kind of Ugh.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Damn it. I didn't have flash up. Why doesn't that show total damage numbers? Okay, but so that is what happened there. Then the next thing that I have to talk about is the Anim of the Maze. The reason this is because yesterday was my work day, which after I'm done with all of my actual schoolwork is when I oh shit, am I about to die to minions? Minions, get excuse me, sir. Fuck you. So, I watched a lot of different things. I watched the How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, their latest episode. I watched the boom.
Rampage.
I watched that. I watched the latest episode of My Hero Academia where, you know, he's going, let's fight. I watched the... I can't think of what it's called. Damn it. Yeah, so I can't really think of what is it called. I didn't. There what for whatever reason there wasn't a new episode of One Piece, so I didn't watch that. But I did check, and I just didn't see one. I'm not quite sure why. I'm pretty sure they come out every Sunday, so there should have been a new one that specific day. And I watched it like late at night, so it should have already been out. Unless there's like a time difference that I don't know about. Okay, but yeah, so I tried watching that, but there wasn't one. Did what I watched. I got caught up on Overlord.
Unstoppable.
And I think that was honestly it. But yeah, when it comes to anime, just all I have to say is, oh my goodness. Like, the heck. And they took a turn in stinking Overlord. Like, they took a turn. Like, originally, I know that they did talk about how the guy, like, never really felt any remorse for these people. But at the same time, it was just kind of like he just didn't seem like he was the type of guy that would torture them per se and have like they kind of would have like a different type of mercy and things like that. No, it is. But no, they quickly proved me very wrong, being like, ha, let's just murder all of these people. One group got eaten alive, one got fought. The magic weapons skeletons. Oh, the one girl literally just got destroyed right away and had all of her body parts divided up against different people. It was a bit of something. And that really made me feel bad about it, and I guess it was like the whole reason they did it was damn it. Kind of hoping I'd be able to survive at least like one turret shot or something like that. Okay, but yeah, we're like the one girl had, you know, her two twin sisters and how her noble family likes to spend money because like now they're in debt and they think that they are still nobles and yada yada yada. But they aren't. And because of that, like, she's pissed at them. She wants to take them far away. But no, she gets killed. And then, like, you meet this group for just, like, a short amount of time, but you really start to like them for half a second. It shows a love interest. It shows a camaraderie between the guys inside the group. It shows all these different things and then immediately murders them. And you're like, ah. I don't remember, like, where I got this, like, feeling before, but there are a lot of other shows where I'm like, I'm used to this feeling, and it's, like... other shows haven't really done this as good as, I'll say, like the new Tokyo Ghoul. They really did it bad in their so yeah, just a whole big mixture of being able to, like, Tokyo Ghoul said they did it really bad, where I didn't really like the people that they introduced. They didn't really give them, I would say, like, a good introduction. They only gave like really one of them a good amount of feeling. And, you know, that's like when you humanize something is like really when that happens. Like, seeing that, you see that they're an anime character, you see that, you know, like, you don't need to love them. But when you humanize them, like in this where it gives the two guys camaraderie, and then the, what's it called, the one guy, like a love interest, and like the one person had her whole family thing, that, it, like, that humanizes them in people's eyes, and you're like, oh, but now I don't want these guys to lose. And, it's kind of just like... It's like you see them and you go like, oh, like, you kind of like want them to be victorious. You see, you know, they're not like all bad people or anything like that. And then like the one main group, yeah, they did come for like the money, and Einzul even like asked them, being like, so why exactly did you accept this job? Like, the money, and he partially used that as like his reasoning for killing them. Was that like the fact that they are greedy and came specifically for money and wealth. Um, where so like they half deserved it, but like the main group, you're just like, ah, and you don't really feel that bad for all the other groups. I kind of feel bad for the people that are getting tortured, but that's like a different. That's because it's generally how people feel when it comes to topic of, why did my W not go off? Ash, can you just end it? Where I'm just sitting there being like, oh man, like I actually kind of liked these people. Why'd you have to literally kill them? And then I didn't fully understand when it came to like the half elf. I was happy when the one dude died because you could clearly see that he was interested in elves for some reason, because he even looked at their teammate and was like, oh, that's an elf. And you saw that like the three elves that he sort of owned, quotation marks, not really sure, owned, all had like their ears clipped for some reason. I'm assuming that's like some sort of symbol of slavery. And that they all turned psychotic and started kicking him. Yeah, well, you know, that's just kind of what happens when you own people, in a sense. I didn't really watch any of my teammates. So I was happy with that one. The one dude gets like in from stinking bugs. The one guy, what's it called? Einzulgon himself sent the two like love people, like the one half elf and the main guy with like the red stripe in his hair, over to the big hole, and they ran out of like nesting room, which I don't know what that means in this, because like I understand nesting, but and then the one dude replacing him with the one priest dude, replacing them mentally, and then they're just trying to learn everything about the land, which I kind of understand, but still, yeah. So, yeah. And then the very last thing that I wanted to talk about, I was kind of hoping that I'd start talking about this like when the Nexus exploded and not right afterward, but that would be Pokemon. Now, I don't know why, but like a couple of days ago, I talked about this. I talked about like my nephew got into my things, and they thought he played or like reset another one of Pokemon games, where it was something that I used to play a lot, like on my DSs, and then the only reason I stopped playing it was because like the DSi, or not the DSi, the 2DS and 3DS came out, and then the games were only available on the 2DS and 3DS, and they weren't available on the DSi. And that personally really angered me, because I'm like, I'm not going to spend like a $200 on a new DS when I have a perfectly good one right here, that just because of these games. And it pissed me off. So I haven't played like Sun and Moon or X and Y, which have been the last two Pokemon games. And for whatever reason, when I was checking on all my save data, I went into my old games, sort of, and I saw I wanted to make sure that everything was backed up in the sense of how I have. I always like transfer over the like last legendary and last starter Pokemon from the last game to the newer ones just to I don't know, like basically become not overpowered, but just to like kind of keep everything on one game and then make sure that that one game never gets its data deleted, just in case like the other one's faulty or something like that. And like I checked, I went into the game last night for whatever reason, like my game that I had all my things on, I was in the big room where like you have to fight the like the legendary four or whatever. I can't think of their name. And so I had to play the game and beat the last guy and then the big boss, and I beat the game technically again for the umpteenth time, just so I could go to a Pokemon Center and be like, "Hey, what's in my PC?" And then like I did actually, I saw all my legendaries, I saw everything I needed to see. And was like, "Okay, we good. Progress has been completed. Everything is just fine." But yeah, like I want to go back and play all those past games, but I really don't want to buy a DS, use my 2DS, and like spend what I want to call my free time doing that. What I do kind of want to wait to do though, but I don't really like the fact that I've missed 2 seasons because of it is wait for them to come out on the Switch and buy the Switch like around the time they come out or like slightly beforehand, because they did already announce that they're not making any more Pokemon games on anything except for the Switch, which I think is pretty stupid. Like now at this point, I don't think that they should be making things for what I have, like the old DSi, but I still think that they should be making things for the 3DS and so on and so forth. And I know that like even Sony and companies like them, they'll make a whole new system, and then you need to get all the games for the newest system, and they're not really backwards compatible. Well, not all of them are. Some of them are. And things like that, which I do kind of understand. But like in the case of what's it called? Like Nintendo, it's a bit of a different story. Like they went Wii U, DS, DSi, DSXL, 2DS, 3DS, 2DS XL, 3DS XL. Like they literally just advanced it in minor ways over and over and over again. Like the PlayStation, it's like PlayStation 4. Yes, there's a PlayStation 4 Pro, and then there are like a few modified PlayStations, like PS4s, but at the same time, you don't need any of those. You don't need to get the PS4 Pro to get the newest games. With the DS, it was like you need the next one to get the newer games. And it was just really stupid because of just how many they released in a short amount of time. Yeah. It's just annoying. But yeah, that was really all the different things that I wanted to be talking about. That was the mystery thing that I wanted to mystery subject that I wanted to talk about, which was just Pokemon, which I want to get back into and play the last 2 seasons. But I said I really don't want to buy a 2DS to play the last 2 games, then to buy a Switch, and like especially because I can't record any of that. Like with the Switch, I would be able to record it, but with the 2DS, I don't think I could. Maybe I can find a way. But as of right now, I don't think I can. And I'm just annoyed. And yeah. So, thank you all very much for watching today's daily. And I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.